easy, I would think, to protect your goalkeeper in your back four. And that would be playing a style that Celtic don't play in.
Yeah.
I mean, Celtic are very attack-minded. That's the way Brendan wants to play. That's the way he chooses to play. That's
so when
fine.
you say they don't play in a style, how would you set up? And how did you think he set up the other night then? So what would you do?
I don't think it changed an awful lot from the way that Celtic normally play.
Right.
Is that a fair comment? Would you agree with that, maybe?
But what I'm saying is you're saying that they didn't get enough protection.
Yeah.
So what went wrong then?
You change your formation. And you either play. You can play with. I know you get an issue with no centre backs. I get it. I take it on board. That isn't.
So how would you protect them all? That's what
easy.
I'm asking.
Play five in the middle of the park. Play five in the middle of the park, and play less attack-minded players in the middle, and protect your back. That's not my problem. That's Celtic's problem. I mean, what? I don't want to pick Celtic's team from, but if you're asking me to change your formation and make them more difficult to beat, Chris, it's the easiest thing in the world. Just don't play two wide men and one up front.
Paul Lambert.
Play a structure formation. Why either five at the back and four in the middle,
he doesn't play
or four at the back.
Formation.
Well, they're clearly not one that suits playing against Paris Saint-Germain.
So what?
He does. He actually does. The quite opposite. He does play a structured formation, but not one that's successful at playing against Paris Saint-Germain.
So talk us through the goals in the first half then. How did they concede the goals? 2 set pieces, and the first goal
because
the goalkeeper should have saved.
But they did give away the ball, Chris, in the middle of the park.
It's personnel, Daryl, and you stand a better chance. Celtic have struggled in the centre half area. Absolutely, they're playing against the best teams. They conceded off 2 set pieces and a sloppy first goal. The goalkeeper should have saved.
Well, if you
maybes.
If you're losing goals at set pieces, play people in the centre of defence that are better defending set pieces. That's my point.
So what are we down to? Personnel.
Okay, we'll come back to Celtic in a minute. It is the Betfred Cup final for them next.
Ali's just agreed that it's personnel.
No, I didn't. It's nothing to do with personnel, really. It's more to do with formation. It's more to do with formation than it is personnel.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's blatantly obvious, and it says maybe a lot about your knowledge of football. Because it's quite easy. I've just explained it to you. To make yourself more difficult to beat.
So Brown and Nishan don't protect.
Play 5 in the middle of the park rather than play 2 wider boys. Bring them in, tuck them in, make them more defensive. Tell them not to go that way all the time. And if Tierney goes that way, you make sure somebody sits. Just make yourself difficult to beat and break down. Don't give the ball away in an area there when you've got 4 men ahead of the ball.
And that's what he tells them to do, give the ball away. You had plenty of advice for Brendan Rodgers on how his team should set up.
No, I didn't actually. I had plenty of advice on you on how to form a team that goes defensive.
Did Graham Murty get his set up right tonight? Is he doing enough?
Oh, listen, you can't compare. You're not trying to compare Graham Murty with Brendan Rodgers.
I'm saying that please tell me you're not. You're telling Brendan Rodgers how to play.
No, I wasn't actually.
Right?
I wasn't trying to tell Brendan Rodgers. I was trying to tell you how to set up a team defensively. Now, you are possibly going to try and tell me that Graham Murty is in the same position as Brendan Rodgers.
I'm not saying that,
Do me a favour.
Graham Murty set his team up right tonight. Is he doing
Graham Murty is in a position that he clearly does not want to be in. We all know that.
So he doesn't want the job.
Well, obviously not. These are 2 different subjects.